Hi, Aries. This is Genevieve with Belladonna and Moonbeams. How y'all doing? I'm doing a lot better, even though my eye still looks really crappy. But it's definitely improving. A lot of green going on. Still up there some. I hit it again today. I've got an owie there still, and a bump, and I hit it again. It's like, oopsie. So anyway, this is the reading for the 5th through the 11th, 2021 of April. Rather, the best month in the world since it's my birthday month. Anyway, after I put out about my eye, somebody said that they thought if I was lying that they hoped the guy died. Trust me, I fell. If somebody had hit me, you would know about it because I have no filter most of the time, pretty much. Anyway, I'm going to tell you something cool, and I think that maybe y'all aren't paying attention to these things, so I'm going to point it out. I look at numbers or things that are reoccurring when I see a color, a bird, or something, when I find a feather. I look at those as gifts from spirit. So months ago, back in the fall, I had this tattooed on me, 2222. And that means I'm going to work for spirit. And it also means prosperity. And because I kept seeing that number. And it just really resonated with me. And I was a little hesitant, like, what are people going to think? And I thought, whatever. So when we were in Mexico, we were at a resort. And guess what? Our room number was 22122. So I, being me, went to this lovely app that I have on my phone, and it's called Angel Number. You can get it. It's right there, in case you can see it right there, Angel Number. It's available for iOS for sure. I don't know if it's available on Android because I don't have an Android, but I printed this out today. And it says, the angels would like to reassure you that you are qualified. It is now time to follow your soul's longing to be of assistance to people, animals, the environment, or the world at large in some fashion. You may be called to a new study or a course, to volunteer, or to pray or perform simple acts of kindness for others. Your life's purpose involves serving others. Be the example others can follow. And I do hope I do that. I'm also excited because at the end of this month, during my birthday, I am going to be taking a Akashic Records course. So in May, I will be able to start reading the Akashic Records for y'all. So not only will you be able to get a tarot reading, but you'll be able to get an Akashic Records reading. I am absolutely excited about that. I totally feel called to do that. Now, with that said, this is the reading. The first thing we get from my Aries is the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords shows a man in repose. He's laying still in a church, and it looks like he's dead, but he's not. Back in the day, when knights were knights, and they would go to battle, their battles were way smaller than they are now. But they would go to battle, and what would happen is after a battle, they would come back and they would rest in the church where it was safe. And they would have their sword with them and all their armor. And they would think about and meditate on the battle. They would think about what they did better and what they could have done worse, or what vice versa. There was no recriminations, no judgment, nothing. It was all about learning from what had happened. Not even mistakes or success, just learning from what it was. And so I think that that's one of the things that you're supposed to do this week, is to sit back and evaluate how the first 3 months of this year has gone and how last year went for you. Just look at it all. Evaluate and see where you want to go from here. Ultimately, this card now next to that is the Eight of Pentacles. And this card is about having, being a merchant, being able to take care of your family, take care of your needs, make money. So you're in a really good place for that, but you still need to evaluate. Maybe you need to figure out what you want it to look like next year, what you want it to look like in the next few months. Also, you get the 8 of Swords. Turn it over. And the 8 of Swords is all about feeling like things are not in your control, especially since it's reversed. I think that means it's watered down, and that the 8 of Swords is saying that you are feeling overwhelmed and that you're feeling like you don't have control of all of these things, especially in your life and your job. But you need to evaluate and see whether you do or don't and what you're willing to give up in control. Also, you get this card, which is the 7 of Wands. Turn it over. The 7 of Wands, he's up on the hill and he's fighting off all the newcomers and the people that are trying to take his position. And that's one of your fears, I think, more than anything. It goes back to those fears. And you've been feeling like you're at a struggle and that people are trying to take what you have. And that might be true, but I think in this case, it's just your fear. So you need to look at that fear too. And we also get this card, so turn it over. And this card says that you're about to, you've got some obstacles in the way, but you can overcome them. You can do well. You can make it through. Okay, now I'm going to pull a card from the Earth Magic Oracle deck. And it says, Island, Solitude. This goes in place with you needing to evaluate and to stop and look at what it is you're doing. And see, is this where I want to be? Is this what I want to do? Is this where I want to go? Also, we get Mountain, Strength. So once you go to this solitude, you will have the strength to make those choices in your life. And I do think you have some choices to make. I don't think that any of them are negative. In fact, I think that everything is really positive in this. But at the same time, you just have to evaluate and figure out where you're going. Also, out of the blue, I just feel compelled to do this. Whoopsie. I'm going to pull a card from the Spellcasting Oracle deck. Another one of my favorite decks. I love this deck. And we get Healing. So there's some things in your life that you need to take time to heal. I think that actually goes back to having to fight for everything. Because honestly, I don't think that you really have to fight. I think that you just feel like you have to fight. Maybe out of fear, or I think that there is something hidden in your life that you have not allowed to shine out, and that you've been hiding from people around you, and it's no longer serving you. Go ahead and become the person you are meant to be. Namaste, y'all. If you want to do a private reading, send me a text to 405-512-9400. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss another video again.